Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I wanted to say something about Arafah. One of the brothers asked me, could you say something about Arafah and about today is the day of Arafah. So I wanted to share with you something interesting I think you will find interesting. I found it interesting, so maybe you'll find it interesting, and that is that everything is stones. From the minute you land to Jeddah, right? It's all mountainous areas. It's all rugged, mountainous areas. It's all desert, right? Maqam Ibrahim stone, Zamzam stone, the black stone, the Kaaba was made of stones, okay? I mean, you can just, you're throwing the jamarat, the stones. You're going from one stone place to another stone place. It's just all stones. Everywhere is stones. It's so interesting. Like, people, people think you're going to go for meditation. Oh, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to go to the sunset. I'm going to go to nature. I'm going to look at nature. I'm going to look at the sunset. And I'm going to go to this place that looks so beautiful. The earth has so many beautiful places, but why bring all the people in a place of stones? Why? Everything from Zamzam to Maqam Ibrahim to the Kaaba to the black stone to the Jamarat to the whole area, it's all stones. Let me show you. So whether you're looking at Maqam of Ibrahim or the Kaaba, or whether you're looking at the black stone, or whether you're looking at Arafah or Mina itself, right? Arafah is basically you're sitting on rocks, standing on rocks, and this is Arafah over here, and this is the this is the type of geography of the area. It's all stones. So why all stones? So to discuss this, let us look at this verse of the Quran. Very, very interesting. We're going to go over this verse, and then I'm going to explain it from a psychological perspective. And this is only one of maybe many perspectives. And I would challenge you that you would come up with your own understanding of why this is. That, Allah didn't do this by accident. This Allah did on purpose. So Allah says, ثُمَّ قَسَتْ قُلُوبُكُم مِّن بَعْدِ ذَلِكَ فَهِيَ كَالْحِجَارَةِ. After that, your hearts became hard like stones. Right? أَوْ أَشَدُّ قَسْوَةً. Even harder than that. إِنَّ مِنَ الْحِجَارَةِ لَمَا يَتَفَجَّرُ مِنْهُ الْأَنْهَارُ. Indeed, there are stones from which water comes out, like Zamzam comes out. Do you not see this? That this is that once in a lifetime trip that if you think you can't change, yes, you can change. It can happen because water can come out of stones. وَإِنَّ مِنَ الْحِجَارَةِ لَمَا يَتَفَجَّرُ مِنْهُ الْأَنْهَارُ وَإِنَّ مِنْهَا لَمَا يَشَّقَّقُ فَيُخْرَجُ مِنْهُ الْمَاءُ. And then there are some where rocks crack and water comes out from it. And if nothing else, then وَإِنَّ مِنَ الْحِجَارَةِ وَإِنَّ مِنْهَا لَمَا يَحْبِطُ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. Then there are some rocks, they certainly fall down from their places because of the fear of Allah. وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ أَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And Allah is not unaware of what you do. The fact that water can come out of rocks, that means that any heart can change. And this is a time where even if your heart is as hard as a rock, it can change. It will change if the intent is true. If the niyyah is real. If the niyyah is sincere, man can change. If stones can change, hearts can change. Okay? And so, the other thing that I want to show you, no, in fact, what I'll do is I'll just explain it quickly. It is also the externalization from a psychological point of view of leaving behind that hard heart. So when you leave, right, it's like you're leaving behind, and a lot of people that do therapy use this type of externalization of something that's an internal feeling, and you leave it behind. So, for example, this is a very bad example, but this is like the textbook example that a lot of times is used. So let's say, you have a bad relationship ends for whatever reason, you feel bad, you burn the pictures. So you have an internal feeling and you externalize it. And then if you do it on purpose with the idea of mindfulness of letting go, so that might be therapeutic for some people. And so the idea of being on rocks, number one, it shows the reality of life, right? That this is, you are part of earth. You are part of earth. You are from earth. You are going to go back to earth. This is your reality. You are going back to your mother, which is these rocks. Okay? But Allah can also bring water out of these rocks and give you spiritual life. No matter how much you think you can't change, you can change. And part of that process of changing is the fact that you're going to leave these rocks behind. You know, you throw the rocks on shaitan, but that externalization of throwing rocks on shaitan, you're actually doing it because it's the internal feeling, right? It's like the internal, like you're doing this only on the outside, you're just doing this, but internally you're having the intention, I want to hit shaitan. And so that internal feeling has an internal effect. And so stones, even water comes out of stones. So never underestimate the power of your heart. Never underestimate the power of your heart. And the last thing I want to end with, which is the most important part of this, and that is, لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل, even if we sent down this Quran on a mountain, even if your heart is as hard as a rock solid mountain, أو أشد قسوة, as hard as stones, or even more strong, that is like a mountain, like a hill, just full of just hardness that keeps you from seeing reality. So لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل, if we had sent down this Quran on a mountain even, لرأيته خاشيا متصديا من خشية الله, you would have seen it torn into pieces out of the fear of Allah. وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالُ نَضْرِبُهَا, and these are examples that we put forth for people, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, so that they will think, that they will ponder. Now notice both of the parts of Quran where it talks about the stones and the mountain, it talks about the fear of Allah. It talks about the fear of Allah. If you develop the fear of Allah, the majesty of Allah, the glory of Allah, the power of Allah, and then you put Quran into your heart. How do you do this? You absorb Quran into your heart. Absorb the teachings of Quran. Read Quran every day. I say every Muslim should listen to at least or read at least one juz of Quran every day. And so put the teachings of Quran into yourself. Put the teachings of Quran put the nur of Quran into yourself, so that hardness, that rusted hardness that is always being developed because of the environment, the climate and the environment spiritually is so bad that it's always this rock is being formed all the time. So you use Quran to crush it with Quran. Let Quran come into your heart. And so Arafah is to remind you that even if first of all, your heart may be as hard as a rock. Number two, even if your heart is as hard as a rock, now that you're here before Allah, if you surrender to Him and if you really do everything good intentions, water can come out, barakah can come out. You know, an example of that, Allah showed it on earth, that this land of rock, this desert, a well came out that will now give water and spirituality forever, till the day of judgment. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات. Make sure to subscribe today, and make sure you like, and make sure you leave your comments and ideas. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا